AI isn't like a magic wand to wave over systems to suddenly get results. What these training programs and the AI tech certification do is they remove all of that hype and all of that, wonder of how to get started or what to do, and actually are a playbook for skills and practice. So if anyone is listening out there and is saying, yeah, like I'm hearing all about this AI stuff, I hear that we should be using it more, and you're a business professional or you're an IT professional, these are the programs for you.
Hello and welcome to the Cisco Learning Network Podcast. In this episode, Cisco Learning Network Community Manager Matt Saunders and Kareem Iskander, Principal Engineer and Head of Technical Advocacy at Learn with Cisco, sit down with Ryan Rose, Director of Product Management for Skills and Certifications at Cisco Learning and Certifications. Together, they explore a question many people in the technology industry are asking right now. What does it really mean to be an AI expert? They discuss how AI expertise develops, how networking professionals can start building AI-related skills, and how Cisco learning platforms like Cisco Networking Academy and Cisco U help prepare learners for the future of technology.
So Kareem, for our episode today, normally I'll start these off and I'll ask you, hey, what's the deal about X topic? And you'll help us to really break that down and make it understandable for folks, and especially folks like myself. So I always appreciate that. For this episode, I'm kind of excited because we have a particularly special guest who I don't personally think there's anyone that can explain the topic today better. So I'm going to start off by asking you, Kareem, what's the deal with our guest today?
So yeah, we normally do this together, but it's always nice to have a new voice in the mix and somebody that's really close to what we're talking about today in AI tech. I think he can introduce himself. He's my boss. And Ryan, thank you for joining our podcast. It's good to have you on, where we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started, for those who don't know Ryan Rose, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks to the both of you for having me on the show and being able to join you. For those who don't know me, I'm Ryan Rose. I'm the head of product management for our skills and certification portfolio here at Learn with Cisco. But what that really means is I get to do a lot of the fun work with all of you and helping to maintain and support and build our certification program, the content that ends on Cisco U, and also the portfolio and all of the curriculum that we have inside of Netacad and netacad.com. So it's honestly like the coolest job in the world. And anytime I get a chance to talk about the things that we do, I'm always excited. And anytime I get to talk to you two, I'm super excited. So thank you so much for having me here.
Well, maybe more me than Matt, really. But yes. Ryan, good to have you on. So we're going to ask you this. Matt, do you want to ask our usual question?
I want you to have the honors this time.
Okay. Ryan, what is the deal with AI tech?
That's a big package to take apart. And so I am happy to do so. Maybe the easiest thing to do to start out with is AI tech is different than any other certification that we've ever done before. And we are happy to be able to do it. So maybe it's best to take a step back and provide a little bit of the roots of AI tech. And really, I'm sure everybody on this listening in to the podcast knows that we at Cisco have had a certification program for more than 3 decades. We have been building and certifying skills for years. So if you're a network engineer, if you're someone who's applying network security, if you're getting into automation, we have had a program that can either help get you from entry to expert or validate those skills entry to expert. So what's the deal with AI tech? Why is it different? Well, as I think, again, everybody on this call in particular knows, we have been working on AI skill building for more than 2 years now. Back in 2024, and even as early as 2023, Kareem, you were developing tutorials, helping people learn what was the difference between AI, ML, and generative AI. We have been having a course material. In fact, this course material is for free on Cisco U, all around how to apply AI skills to the network. And as we've been building that curriculum, spending all of this time adding to it and building and validating skills, even for people that are trying to build AI infrastructure, we recognized that there was a new area that we could help support. And that's where AI tech is built to fit, which is around individuals, companies, organizations, institutions that are looking to build and validate skills around establishing an AI practice. And AI tech is built to do exactly that.
So just to summarize what Ryan is saying, one of the goals behind Cisco's AI Technical Practitioner certification is to help learners understand the foundations of generative AI systems. Candidates explore major model families such as large language models and diffusion models, along with real-world use cases like content generation, code assistance, and summarization. The certification also introduces concepts like context windows, token limits, and how models are selected for different types of tasks.
So the blueprint for that is available now. You can do any type of search or talk to any AI and ask, tell me about Cisco's AI Tech certification, AITECH. And what you'll find is a blueprint that is really built to be able to help any IT professional, whether you're working in networking or you're a DevOps engineer, or you're maybe on the software side of things. How can you use AI to help do more safely, securely, and in a way that is repeatable and scalable across your entire organization? And so for anyone that's listening, that is thinking, I need to be able to build AI skills. My bosses are talking to me about it, or I saw something cool and I want to be able to bring that to my job. That's what the AI Tech certification is for. It's for people, for IT professionals, to be able to build skills that they can use every single day to be able to do their jobs better, more securely, faster, more efficiently with AI. And now have a Cisco certification that proves that you have that skill.
Couldn't have said it better.
I mean, honestly, I think this is super awesome. We have always typically certified skills around a specific technology track. Or I think about how when we came out with the DevNet certifications, and the DevNet certifications were also really different at the time. They were really focused on software and automation skills. In fact, so much so that we have renamed that entire track to be CCNA automation, CCNP automation, CCIE automation. This new AI tech certification kind of follows in that mold, which is we are responding to a need that our community is talking to us about. Our community is saying, hey, we need these skills. I mean, Kareem, that's why our advocacy group was able to build so many tutorials on Cisco U, because we saw the skill demand. It's why Eddie on our team has built so many great introduction to modern AI and apply AI curriculum on netacad.com. We know that the demand for skills is there. And where I think sometimes people wonder, well, what drives a certification? Why do we pick something to certify? It's when we recognize that not only is there a demand for the skills from the community, but there is a need to have something that can differentiate you from people who are also building that skill. That's where certifications come in. It allows anyone who, upon acquisition of their skill, to be able to go to someone else and say, I have this skill, and you don't have to take my word for it. It's the LeVar Burton reading rainbow rule. You have a third party that is actually coming out there and saying, I have this skill. I can do this skill.
So just to recap, the AI Technical Practitioner Certification 810 to 110 is structured around 6 core domains. These include generative AI models, prompt engineering, ethics and security, data research and analysis, development and workflow automation, and the emerging field of agentic AI. This curriculum ensures that candidates aren't just using AI tools, but are understanding the underlying mechanics and governance required for professional environments.
What I appreciate too is, and you've hinted at this as you're talking about it, is the team has made it where we've targeted from an AI skills perspective, we've targeted from entry to expert. So maybe perhaps you haven't touched on, we're not talking about the expert certifications. We talked a little bit about that in previous podcasts that we had. But, from NetAcad, you're starting with the basic of AI, and then you're building on top of that skills into and leading into Cisco U, and you're Now, in between the two, you're actually verifying the skills via the AI tech certification. So I think it's a really nice journey that's laid out from our students all the way to our experts, network engineers.
I couldn't agree more with you on that, man. Like, that is the honest to God truth. Like, we want to be able to support everyone on that entry to expert pathway. And this is a stop along that journey. Matt, I know that you're constantly engaged in our community, and I know that you're probably hearing the same things. Our people want to learn, what's important for them to learn. How can they learn it? And then the certification steps in to validate that skill.
Yeah. And, Ryan, I was going to mention one of the things that I've really enjoyed about you being in the current role that you're in and kind of leading the certification portfolio program management team. I probably botched the exact specifics of that description, but kind of leading the development efforts of our certification portfolios. A, you're always looking to innovate, but also B, there's something that you say regularly that really resonates with me personally. And you talk about meeting our community where they're at. And I really appreciate that, not just messaging, but that messaging coming from you, right? That kind of reinforcing that idea and that principle within the organization. Historically, we've always had our associate and entry-level certifications and our professional level certifications and our specialist certifications in that professional level and then our expert level. And introducing this new practitioner level is super interesting to me personally and super exciting. And I know there's another one as well, in addition to the AI tech, but the AI business practitioner. Would you mind kind of diving into that one as well and kind of talking about how we're looking to meet other folks outside of the technical channel specifically where they're at with their AI skills too?
Absolutely. And that's a really good call out. Like, those two programs, AI Biz and AI Tech, they go hand in hand. And again, in both cases, like, you brought up the whole meeting people where they're at. That's very important to me. I always say to my own team, I don't have a monopoly on wisdom. I really look to the community to tell me where these skills are going, where the need is. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of data, and we talk to analysts and we talk to experts, and we have sets of advisory boards that we listen to. It is all of those things and the community that really help to drive the decisions that we make. And that's why AI Biz and AI Tech came about. So whereas AI tech is really aimed at those IT professionals who maybe there was a time, just like with DevNet, we were teaching people how to bring software skills to the network. AI tech is really built around bringing AI and AI ops skills to everyday technical practices, to IT and OT work. AI Biz is really aimed at business professionals. That's aimed at people who are trying to find out how to use AI in their lives. And that's a very different audience that I feel like has always been tangential to our community. These are people who are project managers, program managers. These are people who are accountants. They're people that our IT professionals work with all the time because they're in related departments. And just like how we have been, I think, a very solid resource to our technical community on where they can build and validate skills, we want to do the same for our business community. So we built the AI Biz program to help support the building and application of AI skills for those business professionals, whether they're a program manager or a project manager, or they are a business architect, or they're an analyst. The heart of that program is really built around an effective use of AI in their day-to-day. Now, this is a program that its entire educational track is really built around 4 essential lessons and skills that we think are important for a person to know. The first is being able to identify if a problem or a project or a topic that they're working on is something that can be supported or solved by AI. That's the first thing. A lot of times people go right to AI, and the first step that we as humans should make is let's do a quick check on, is this something that AI can support and what's best? Then after identifying, can it be supported with AI? What's the best AI to use? What AI should you be using to solve your problems? There's a number of different AI tools that are out there. Identifying which tool to be able to use is key. Then, and again, massive simplification of the overall training. But then it's after you've identified which tool, now you're getting into context prompting, prompt engineering. This is normally where people start, and this is often where a lot of business practices using AI fail. It's because they've started too late in that journey and they haven't done those first two steps. And this is where the great art of the AI Biz program steps in and teaches you how to be able to engage with those AI tools to really get the thing that you want. But that last step is the one that we really focus on, which is how you use your human skills in discernment to be paired with AI tech, with AI technologies. So that way you're making decisions around what AI has given you is what you want, and if not, how to refine it. What a lot of people say is when they get a wrong answer in AI, they go, oh, that's a hallucination. And it's like, actually, all AI responses are hallucinations. It's working off of a predictive model that's trying to get to the best answer for you. That's why human discernment or expertise in the loop is so critically important. So for AI Biz, just like with AI tech, we're really trying to approach this at a practical level, a practice level of how you bring those types of AI skills to your day-to-day. But it's a great call out, Matt, because we want to not only be able to support those IT professionals we've been supporting for the last 30 years, but how we're able to support business professionals in the same way, given Cisco's background in how to use AI.
I have to add something and just clarify for our listeners. So I've noticed, Brian, that you've been mentioning, you talked about AI tech as a certification, and then you talked about AI Biz and you said program. And I think that's a very important, and there's a method to his madness here. The reason why Ryan has been talking about it in that form is AI Biz, you end up with a certificate of completion. It is not a certification, as opposed to AI Tech is a certification, just like your CCNA, just like your CCST. They are certifications that it is a certification that we're providing you to certify your AI technical skills. But what's also unique about this is AI in general is unique, which means everything that you talked about, Ryan, from an AI Biz perspective, are skills that are needed for the tech. And I think you have done, and the team, the product management team, have done an amazing job defining that journey, saying that you might end up in an AI tech, but first it makes sense to take AI Biz because the skills that you learn there, even though it's super businessy and use case centric, but prompt engineering is still something that you need if you need to be AI technical, on the technical side. Being able to tell hallucinations from an AI, being able to understand responsible AI, all of these might be in the business side, on the business side, but they are still skills that are very, very relevant to a technical person going down that road. So I think I've been able to look at all the content and what's coming and what's releasing, as well as the AI tech. And I think it's really well thought out. The course, the learning path itself is really well written. If you haven't checked it out on Cisco U, I believe the first 2 tracks of AI Biz are free for anybody with a Cisco U account. So I think I encourage our listeners to go check it out.
Yeah, and I really encourage, like when I said earlier that the programs are joined, that AI Biz and AI Tech are related. I think everyone in the world should take the skills that you can learn in AI Biz. And it's, as Kareem pointed out, you get a certificate of completion for the course. You actually get an AI Biz badge. There's an assessment that's inside of the course, so that way we can validate that you've acquired those skills. We reserved the certification for AI Tech because of the technical responsibilities and our history in validating technical skill sets. These 2 programs, they are related. I kind of see them as like steps or puzzle pieces on a journey of being able to build practical AI skills. And just like Kareem said, I would encourage everybody to start with AI Biz. Some of you that are listening might want to then take it to that next step and get into AI Tech and get that certification, which is great. But really, we want to be able to enable everyone to be able to use AI more efficiently, more securely, and with better results. Like a thing that I think that's happening right now is the way that I hear certain people out in the world talk about AI is that I've had someone say, oh, we need to see people using more AI. AI isn't like a medicine that you can feed to practice, or you can't it's not a magic wand to wave over systems to suddenly get results. What these training programs and the AI tech certification do is they remove all of that hype and all of that, wonder of how to get started or what to do, and actually are a playbook for skills and practice. So if anyone is listening out there and is saying, yeah, I'm hearing all about this AI stuff, I hear that we should be using it more, and you're a business professional or you're an IT professional, these are the programs for you. This wipes away all of that hype and the rush and the scramble on how to use AI or more AI or AI as a medicine to solve issues, and really provides real world skills and how to use AI every day and do it securely, scalably, and do it in a way that you can also show and teach others.
Okay, Ryan, that's really good information. I think I'm curious, just from your perspective, and for the listeners that are interested in attempting the AI tech certification, can you talk a little bit about the technologies that a candidate would need to know and understand in order to successfully pass the AI tech certification? I know the blueprint has been out and it's released already. We'll make sure that we have a link for you, listener, on part of this podcast. So talk to us a little bit about the tech behind the scenes there.
As always, it's important to note the weight of each topic within the exam. The exam dedicates 20% to generative AI models and 20% to development and workflow automation. Additionally, another 20% of the exam focuses specifically on agentic AI, covering design principles, autonomous capabilities, and the model context protocol. Finally, 15% is dedicated to ethics and security, covering critical topics like bias mitigation, data privacy, and defensive prompting to prevent hallucinations.
So AI tech is really built of 5 different domains. The first is really understanding and being able to describe AI-driven automation and workflows. After that, we start to get a little bit deeper. And this is where the training program and the exam itself is really validating your skills in things like how you might use AI for code generation, how you can use AI and when to use AI for data analysis, and also how to audit those answers, how you can design and implement AI solutions. So this is kind of building in on and for AI. And then how you can do model customization and RAG. I know I'm assuming that everyone knows what that is. That's retrieval augmented generation. So understanding not just what something like RAG is, but then how you can work with it and customize it against your model. So that way you can, if you're using, for example, your own custom AI tools within your organization, how to get the most bang out of your investment in that. And then finally, how do you monitor and optimize AI powered systems? That's a key element, because the art of AI is not in its just deployment and delivery. It's in how we revise it, how we update it, and how we keep it updated. If anybody that's listening right now is thinking, that sounds like a lot, and I don't know where to get started, and Kareem and Matt, I feel like we're always answering where to get started. We got you covered. First, if all of these things are brand new concepts to you and you're like, I don't know what AI is, please check out our Introduction to Modern AI on netacad.com. It's amazing. It's engaging. If you have a young person in your home too that needs to learn this because they're looking at starting to get into this world, please, I cannot recommend that enough. If you're a technical individual that's looking to take a step beyond that, Kareem has an amazing tutorial that's available on Cisco U, and it's available at no cost. And it's generative AI and LLMs for the network engineer. That's a great primer. After that, I would recommend engaging with our AI Biz track. That's going to teach you a lot of the basic practical skills of how to use AI tools in your everyday, and then taking a step into the AI tech learning plan. That is what's going to teach you how to take all of those lessons that you've been learning on that journey and start to put them into practice. Matt talked about the practitioner label. The goal of this certification is around validating practical skills that you would put into a system practice, either in a network or any IT system. So from AI-driven automation and workflows to being able to monitor and optimize those AI systems, that would be the learning journey that I would recommend. And it's one that you can find across netacad.com and into Cisco U.
For those ready to take the next step, the Cisco AI Technical Practitioner exam, 810 to 110, is a 60-minute assessment. We recommend reviewing the full exam blueprint available on the Cisco Learning Network to see the complete list of topics and prepare effectively for your certification journey.
You nailed it. I was going to allude to set you up to answer that exact thing, to talk about that exact thing, to bring in the Netacad thing. So perfect. Well done. Thank you. And so as soon as they're done with the AI practitioner certification, they should jump right into the CCDE AI specialist, right? Is that right?
What a jump. What a jump, man.
That's good. That is a heck of a jump. I think that I can jump from my house to the moon. Matt, it's a good joke for everybody that knows. We have a dedicated AI infrastructure path that's a part of our CCDE design program. DE being design expert, which is one of the pinnacle levels. And really, I mean, definitely like an end point, if not an end certification on this AI journey. So I would say that it can be there, but it's going to take you time to build that Saturn V rocket to get to the moon. I would say, and Matt, it's a good call out. What's the next certification that we have that's after that? I mean, I just want to call out that this program, AI Business Practitioner and AI Technical Practitioner, both of those are really built on how to use AI in, on, and with your job. But if you're listening and you're like, I want to use AI in, on, and with the network, I want to build for AI networks, we have a brand new AI infrastructure specialist certification. It's a part of the CCNP data center track. It's built on the DCAIE training that we've had out for about a year now. Thousands of people have taken it. So if you've taken our DCAIE training and you're looking for a certification to go with that and validate your ability to build AI infrastructure, this is the cert for you.
I really do love that we've put together as an organization a full continuum of learning, all the way from the Networking Academy courses that are available for free to continue those skill building with the new practitioner certifications to the professional level, and then truly ultimately to that expert level certification program offering as well. So I look forward to seeing the programs continue to evolve under your leadership, Brian. And actually along that point, I do have a question that you might get mad at me for asking.
Oh, here we go.
It's okay. I like to live dangerously. So the new practitioner certification, level potentially opens the door for more practitioner level offerings. What are you willing to tell us about that concept at this point in time?
Oftentimes, when I'm on the floor at Cisco Live, people will ask me to peer into my crystal ball and give insights into the future. And my answer is almost always, our catalog is our catalog, our portfolio is our portfolio. In this case, I would say this. While we have no immediate plans to continue to add to the practitioner level, I do think that it represents an opportunity for us as we look ahead in the future. The Cisco certification program has lived for 30 years because it has changed with the needs of our community. The certifications themselves, they are updated annually because they reflect the needs of business and our community. The establishment of a practitioner level that sits between the entry and the associate is really a reflection of the needs of our community, the needs of business, the demands of the industry. And so I would say this, we will always grow this program where it makes sense, where the needs are present, and where we hear asks from our community. And hopefully we can continue to earn every day the trust that we've built over these last 3 decades by continuing to keep this program up to date, relevant, and connected to the needs of all of the listeners here and our entire community.
So in conclusion, you really did not get an answer to what you were asking.
I think that was a good answer. I think that was a great answer.
Truth be told, I watched your David Bombal interview video recently. And so I knew you had a really good answer for that. So that was truly a perfect answer.
I will say we are always looking to innovate together, our community and us. And AI tech and AI biz is a good step in that direction. And I think that we can look to work together on more steps, more certs, more programs, and more training. But it's kind of the best part of this job is being able to keep this program as relevant as ever to the skills of today.
Kareem, I don't know about you, but for me personally, I feel like that's the deal with the new AI practitioner.
That's the deal with AI tech. And Ryan was here, dropped the mic, and walked away.
I got to get to the moon, man.
That's it for our episode with Ryan Rose, Director of Product Management for Skills and Certifications at Cisco Learning and Certifications, along with Matt Saunders, Community Manager for the Cisco Learning Network, and Kareem Iskander, Principal Engineer and Head of Technical Advocacy at Learn with Cisco. If you'd like to explore learning resources, certification information, and discussions from other technology professionals, be sure to visit the Cisco Learning Network at learningnetwork.cisco.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Cisco Learning Network podcast to stay up to date on the latest conversations about Cisco certifications, emerging technologies, and the evolving world of networking. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Cisco Learning Network podcast.